Last week I posted a link to the award ceremony from the Australian Open in Melbourne for the men's final. And I put it up in my Substack, and the reason I did that was because I invited people to go in and have a listen to what the two finalists, the two men, had to say in terms of how they processed the tournament, their goals during the tournament, trying to get better, not just trying to win, yada yada. Some really cool stuff. But the other really important stuff that they talked about was what they were grateful for. I just loved the thank yous. In particular, the guy who won, Sinner, he's a 22-year-old Italian, young kid, phenom, and he's just rocking in the tennis world. And he won that Open, he won that Grand Slam. And I mean, that's impressive in its own right. But what impressed me more was his list of thank yous. He had the usual. He thanked the tournament organizers, thanked the fans, the ball boys, the ball girls, his coaches, the sponsors, everybody that should be on the list, right? But at the end, he thanked his parents. And okay, that's maybe not out of the ordinary, but it's what he thanked his parents for that I found so impressive and such a powerful reflection for other parents who have children in sport. What he got up there and thanked his parents for, the way he started it was beautiful. First of all, he said, everybody should have my parents. And I just thought, like, oh man, what parent wouldn't want to have their child say that about them? Me, I would be okay with that. And the reason being, as he went on to explain, was that because his parents never pushed him or forced him to play certain sports. They didn't let him play whatever he wanted, when he wanted, for how much he wanted. They never pushed him to specialize or to train more or practice more or to go into tournaments or championships or anything else. He played all kinds of sports as a young boy. Then as a late teen, started to get more involved in tennis and began to specialize. And that mimics beautifully what Robin and I always encourage parents and coaches, the kind of conversations they should be having. Where if you have a 9 to a 15-year-old child, it should not include words like elite or high performance when you're talking about your child's endeavor, right? Their involvement in sport. For me, the number one word is fun. It has to be about fun. And when we look at the stats as to what age children have a mass exodus from sport, it's 13 years of age. And the number one reason they leave is because it's no longer fun, right? It's become too much about winning at the hands of the adults who are now running the sport. And if you want to find out why that's happened, you just follow the money. It's because we've monetized youth sport. We've created opportunities for all sorts of people to make money off children playing sport with 12 months of the year, strength training, skills training, this sort of specialty, that sort of specialty, staying involved in one sport. Not okay. And what we're seeing now is a higher rate of injury and a quicker rate of burnout. And if you notice, or you've been involved in this process, many American colleges are now asking for your second and third sport in your application. And the reason being is because athletes who are multi-sport athletes burn out far less and get injured far less. And so if you're a parent with a child involved in youth sport, this is a powerful reflection for you. If your child were to win something, a provincial or a state championship, a national championship, a world or Olympic championship, I mean, hell, let's go big. In their moment of having a mic in their face, and they gave out all the thank yous, and let's say you were last, and they thanked their parents, what would they thank you for? Would they thank you for early specialization? Or would they thank you for letting them play and be a child and develop into an athlete and then a specialist later on in their evolution, right? Oh my goodness, such an important question. So, your mindset matters big time. And this mindset is not about the child. This mindset is for the parent. If you're a parent, it's important to have a moment of honesty and ask yourself, what's the point of my child being involved in youth sport? What am I trying to do? What's the purpose? What's the why? And if the why is linked to a future endeavor, a scholarship, a professional career, I don't know, you fill in that blank. But if it's linked to something in the future, years from now, you might want to have a really good think about why you're doing this. If your why is so that your child can develop important skills into becoming a healthy citizen, a healthy human being, bingo, you're on the mark. But if it's got ulterior motives of trying to achieve or aspire to something bigger in 5-7 years from now, I would suggest you slam the brakes on and have a real good think about the purpose of sport in your child's life. Because sport can transform children. It can change their lives for the better. But, oh baby, it can sure as hell do some damage too. But the damage invariably isn't caused by the child. It's caused by the adults in the room. It's us. It's us making decisions based on what we want for our child, not necessarily what our children want. So yeah, perhaps an honest reflection there, okay? But be gentle on yourself. You know, you want to do it, but you don't want to beat yourself up over it. It's not too late. It's never too late to change direction and to rethink that why, right? And of course, the paradox being, you know, if you're an Italian 22-year-old kid named Sinner, you can become a Grand Slam winner, right? And that is the paradox. But it takes patience and quite honestly, it takes courage, especially in today's environment. Okay, take care of yourselves, be nice to yourself, share the love, and we'll see you next week. Okay, bye everybody.